How are you, my dear friend Salim? This is the first video I make for you regarding Access Quran, and I hope it's not the last. But as you know, most of the features I added in Access Quran relate to the Arabic text, which will be only valid for Arabic speakers. Okay, so I'm sorry about that, but with your own knowledge and expertise with computers, Access Quran should be easy for you, and you shouldn't really need videos to explain it to you. On the other hand, you always have me at any time. We can talk on the phone and you can ask me questions, and as we do all the times, and I'll explain one-on-one things to you. In this video, though, I need to explain 5 things to you in the new version that I will release later today. So I haven't posted a link yet for the new Access Quran file, but later on I will send you the link and you will see it on Access Quran page on Facebook, and you're also gonna see it on my own page as well. Okay, in this video, I'm explaining to you 5 points. How to install Access Quran. Of course, I'm doing it very briefly, not in great details. And then I will explain a new feature in this version that I'm releasing today about the Access Quran screen scaling. And then I will explain to you something on the ribbon, because from the ribbon you can produce Access Quran, not Access Quran, Free Islam English translation. And then I need to discuss a few points on the translated Quran screen and how you can manipulate the Free Islam translation in case there is errors. And we have to be very careful here, which I will explain to you how. And then one final thing in Access Quran, or one final feature or service in Access Quran, is the lunar calendar calculations, which I'm currently using and I will continue to use for the rest of my life because it's damn accurate. Okay, and it unifies the whole Muslim world under one calendar with absolutely no differences whatsoever, irrespective where your location on the planet is. Okay. So to install Access Quran, of course, you need 2 things. The first thing is you need Office 2010 32-bit, at least 2010. Okay, 32-bit is a must. It cannot be 64-bit. However, Windows can be 64-bit, and the computer itself, the hardware, can be 64-bit. But Office itself has to be 32-bit. In the future, I'm planning, inshallah, to make Access Quran compatible with both 32 and 64 under one version. So I don't need to have a version 32 and another version 64. Just one version, and it's just gonna work on whatever Office you have, being 32 or 64. But to make this happen, it requires a lot of work and a lot of time, and possibly it will take me from 6 months to a year if I have, a life to live. Okay, but eventually it will happen. But for the time being, you need Office to be 32-bit, and you need Office to be at least 2010. 27 it's not going to work. 2003 certainly it's not going to work. So 2010 is the one I use to design Access Quran now, and it is compatible with 2013 and 2015 as long as the Office is 32-bit. So the steps to install Access Quran: number one, you create an empty folder called Access Quran on the C drive, and it has to be Access Quran with a space in between, and it has to be on the C drive. Okay, after you do that, you install Office. So either you install Office if you don't have it, or you just start Office if you have it. Not Office, I mean Access. Okay, when I say Office, I always mean Access. Okay, so install at least Office 2010. Now, I imagine you did install it, and or at least you have it. You start Microsoft Access and do the trust relation, or you do the trust center from Access file options. So that's what I'm gonna demonstrate to you now. So I'm gonna start Access. So start Access 2010, go to File Options, and then go to the Trust Center, which is the last option on the left. And then on the right here, you go to Trust Center Settings, and then go to the second from top, Trusted Locations. and then access Quran, see access Quran, which is an empty folder that you just created, should be listed here. If it doesn't, then you add new location, browse to see access Quran, which is the empty folder you just created on the C drive. Here it is. And tick the box, subfolders of these locations are also trusted. Okay. And you click OK. Obviously, I'm going to get an error because I already had C access Quran. It's not an error. Just tell me the location's already trusted. Okay. So you need to do that before you install access Quran. Okay. After you do this, exit Office or Access, and you should have also downloaded the AQ 1011.exe file, which is about 370 megabyte. And when you download it, you just right click it and run as administrator. So if I show you the file, so D access Quran setup, access Quran setup, access Quran setup files. The file will be AQ 1011.exe. Right click and then select run as administrator and follow it through. Don't change anything whatsoever. You will be asked to press yes, 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 or okay a few times. There is also some components will be installed. The Access Quran uses external components like the PDF printer and some ActiveX and stuff like that. So if you have a virus protection or you have any sort of this application that will tell you someone is trying to change your computer or whatever, you must allow it. Okay, my application is absolutely clean, and this is a guarantee I'm giving to everyone. Okay, there is absolutely nothing malice in my application. Okay, so after you do this, you will end up with an icon called Access Quran, and you will also have a new printer installed in your printers. It's called Access Quran PDF printer, which I will explain later to you when we talk about producing the Free Islam translation. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to start Access Quran now to go through the 4 points we have left and show you how you can produce the Access Quran English translation. Okay, that was a Free Islam English translation. Firstly, there is always a problem for application developers, which is the screen resolution, or which is the screen dimension in simple terms, the horizontal distance and the vertical distance, like the horizontal across and then the vertical. In old days, the screens, as you know, resolution were like 800 by 600. Whoever had it, that was like top of the, top at the time, 800 by 600, possibly 20 years ago or 15 years ago, and then gradually it increased, and so on. And as you increase the resolution, the screen will take more. It's as if you actually zooming away from the screen of the computer. So when I designed Access Quran over the years, I went through different computers that were different resolutions. So the screen sizes, I was trying to make it at the time to fit whatever resolution I have. Now I'm using more higher resolution, so the screens all went down and became smaller. For example, the MP3 player, look, I can hardly read the available surahs names here on the left and the timing for every surah, and on the right to the playlist. I can control the writings and stuff here for the verse to make it up if I want, but as for the other writings there at the top as well, it's impossible to change live as I do, and it's just a problem. And that's not a problem that is facing me alone, any application developer. And through the years, I kept changing screens to make it fit better and so on. However, I came up now with a brilliant solution that will allow the user to either the screen will select, either select all screens to be scaled automatically based on two conditions I will explain to you now. And the second one is free scaling, which I want the horizontally be double or the vertical to be 1.5 as much, and so on. So like free scaling depends on the user selection. The automatic scaling needs two conditions to be able to achieve the automatic scaling. Number one, it needs to know the screen resolution that I designed every screen at, which something I've already entered in Access Quran. And then the second thing is the current screen resolution the user of Access Quran is using. This is something unpredictable. I cannot predict. I don't know. Whatever it is, it will be the user is using it, I will take it. Okay. Now, from these two informations, the design resolution and the current resolution, I can come up with two factors, the horizontal factor and the vertical factor. Using those two factors, I have written some awesome scripts that will redraw the screen when it would open first is small, and then in a flash of a second, it will redraw it based on either the automatic scaling or the free scaling that the user select. Okay. So here is the translated Quran screen. In the old days, this was fitting all the screen I have at the time because I used to have a lower resolution. Today I'm using 1920 by 1080, so as if I went zooming away, and the screen now is too small. I can control the writing here and make it bigger from the program settings, but the buttons and everything is just too small. Okay, so every screen now is absolutely small. I can show even a more smaller screen, changing the color of the verses, the background color and the foreground color of the verses here, English and Arabic. If you click this, look how small the screen is. Okay, it's readable for sure, but it's just way too small. Okay, and I cannot keep manipulating the screen size as the technology allows and so on, so I have to come up with an automated solution, and I did. So if you go to program settings, the new options or a new button I've added, it actually says change all Access Quran screens dimensions. Okay, so when you click this, you're gonna get the resizing screen, which will list the names of 94 screens Access Quran uses. Okay, so there is the screen name, which is the name that appears at the top there, top left. That's the screen name, and then you have the design name, which is the name that I used for the design of the same screen, but has a design name. So let's say the screen name is a nickname, but the actual name is a design name, and that's what I use to rescale the screen. That's why I put it here. I can make this transparent. The user doesn't need to know, but I always like to give the information available to every user so they know. Okay, now the next four columns is the design resolution for every screen, which I entered for those 94 screens. Like for example, the first screen about Access Quran, I entered, I used 1280 by 768. This is mostly the resolution at the time I used. So most screens are 1280 by 768, as you can see, all of them. Okay, however, you still can manipulate the design resolution, and that's more freedom I've given to the user, as if the design resolution was so and so, while it may not be so and so. You understand? As long as I can calculate a factor and I can get that factor, okay, and multiply everything with it on the screen, all objects, being a font, being a box, being a button, being anything. A lot of work, of course. Yeah. Now, to prevent user stuffing it up, so the user cannot, for example, enter a number less than 600. So if you enter 400 and you tap enter a number between 480 and 4320, that's the maximum, the lowest and maximum horizontal resolution a user can enter. Okay, so it's not going to accept that. So I'm going to press escape. It went back to 768, and the 1280 will accept up to 9812. Let's try. So if I put 9000, okay, so it takes from 600 to 8192. That's the horizontal, okay, resolution. So you can actually assume that I designed that screen in whatever. I don't recommend that. Okay, so I prefer that you leave it as 1280 by 768, but later on I will show you how we can actually use this to manipulate the screen sizes also. So the free scaling is just I'm giving you the factor directly, being 2.5 horizontal scale or 2.1, so multiply the vertical by 2.1 and horizontal by 2.5, this one by 1.25, up to you. Now you just go there and type a number. Obviously there is a minimum and maximum limit too, so the minimum is 0.8, so you can scale down to 0.8, and the maximum is 2.5. okay, now you can, as you can see, the scale type, which now I'm using free scale or I'm using design resolution. Based on the design resolution, it says scale type original scale, all automatic scale. So the design resolution is the automatic scale, or free scale, which is this one here, and original scale, which is whatever currently on. So I can straight away change all screens to automatic. So all automatic. See what's gonna happen. Do you want to change all screens to automatic scale? Yes. So I've changed all screens to automatic scales. As you can see now, this became blue, and the two columns here became blue as well, which means automatic, and that's what I'm using. If I change all screens to free scale, same confirmation message. Now it says free scale all screens, and here is, that's what I'm using. That's why the blue color is matching here. But let me put it back to automatic scaling. That's the most or the best option a user should start with. Okay, and we can fine tune after that. Obviously this screen here includes as well, is included as well, but it's still on a small size. But because it's the screen I'm using to enter the data for scaling other screens, I cannot open it and close it and rescale it, because you have to close the screen and open it to get that rescaling. So if I close it now, and this one was open but was minimized here also, if I close and go back to the main menu, the main menu is already closed. So when I open it now, it should be automatic scaling, because I said all screens are automatic scale. And if I go back to the program setting, it should be bigger, because it should be automatic scaling. And if I go back to the screen of scaling now, it should be bigger. But let me show it to you from the main menu. Look at the main menu, bang, massive now, and it's filling most of the screen. It was, before it was really small. If I go to the program settings, look, it's bang, look how big it is. That's awesome, man. Awesome technology. I'm very proud of it, and I feel very happy that I achieved that. Okay, it's filling up, mate. Everything is getting drawn in a flash of a second. Look, watch out, the screen opens on original size and all of a sudden becomes big. Look, see the main menu, you're small and all of a sudden becomes big. If I go back to program settings, excuse me, it's big. And if I go to the to the scale, the changing the dimension screen, look how big it is now, filling up almost the whole screen. So that means now every screen in Access Quran will be rescaled automatically, and that's already saved. It's only done once. So if I exit Access Quran, in fact I will exit now, I will show you. By the way, all these messages uses English and Arabic. If you don't have the Arabic installed as your Unicode language, then you will see question mark instead. But you don't need to worry about it. Just look at the English version line at the top. So I'm going to exit. So look, when I start Access Quran, even the introductory, the flash screen that comes first will be bigger, because it's automatic scale. Look, and it's bigger. And then we go to the main menu, and it's bigger. Okay, so if I go now to the translated Quran, look how big it is now. It's filling up the screen. Everything is readable. I love it. It's just fantastic, man. Okay, so that's the second thing I wanted to show you. If I show you the MP3 player now, look, awesome. And I can even control this free. So imagine now I want to change this screen alone. I don't want to change all the screens. So you can deal with every screen on its own way if you have the screen. If you go to the ribbon, and that's something now I've created in Access Quran in this version, and it is the second item, I think, or the third item in our agenda. The ribbon, the third item. Okay, I've created a ribbon called Access Quran, and I've added a few icons in there that the most commonly used, and some features and tools from Access Quran itself. Also, I've added 4 books. One of them is the free Islam English translation. So in effect, if you click that button, you're gonna get the free Islam English translation on a flash. Okay, from any screen, of course, from the main menu screen, from whatever screen you are in, you just view the ribbon. From that you can hide, or you see, this is important to give you some room, so I'm gonna view it or hide it. Okay, so if I click here, I will get straight away the free Islam English translation, and you can print it to Access Quran PDF printer, which will allow you to convert it to a PDF file. Okay, now from that toolbar, I've given a second option here that says screen resize. That means if I click it, it will still open that screen that we have here for the screen resizing, but will only filter it for that screen in question. Okay, so if I go back, let's say I'll go back to the MP3 player. Okay, it's on automatic, of course. As we know, last time I've changed it to automatic. So if I open the ribbon and then select screen resize, it will open screen resize for that screen only. As you can see, only one screen. I'm going to make it free scale. That means 2 times the original scale horizontal and 1.5 times the vertical original vertical scale. So you save it. Look what happened. It's more wider now. That's awesome, man. So the user can control the screen on a flash, the screen dimension. Look, I go to it now. I'm going to resize it again, screen resize. Let's increase the horizontal again. I'm going to make it the maximum, 2.5. So 2.5 by 1.5. Save it. Look, it's even come more wider. That's awesome, man. And that's now your MP3 player. And by the way, the MP3 player, I've added a new feature to it. I'll show it you. That's new button. You can change the colors of it by the 7 colors, but I will add colors in the future. Okay, so while you're playing it, if you select this, and I'm just gonna put the volume down because they gave me infringement on YouTube, and if you play it, and you can see now, you can change the colors even while it's playing. Okay, I've just put the volume on mute. So okay, so now we're controlling the size of any screen now, including this one. Obviously that's saved now. If you exit Access Quran, come back, this is the size it will say on. The color is not saved, but you can actually make it saved from the program setting. So if I go to the program setting and it says player color white, or I'll make it red, so now it is saved, and if I start the player, it will come red. Okay, okay, now I'm gonna, this is too wide, so I'm gonna go get the screen resize again. I'm just gonna make it automatic. Okay, I prefer the automatic one. Save it. Now it is automatic, and that's what you get now. Okay, so that's the screen resizing in a flash. Of course, something very important, you have to know that, imagine now I'm in a screen, I'm resizing it like the MP3 player. So I get the ribbon and I click that button. Look, this icon will be disabled. So if I open the ribbon again, it's disabled because I'm already open the resizing screen. No way I click it again to open the screen that I'm using to resize others. So it's impossible. So this will be enabled again when you close the resizing screen. Look, if I close it and you go there, it's you can actually make this sitting there all the time. If you, I'm not sure, if you double click this, and it should stay. Yeah, here it is, stayed. So look at the button now. I'll open the translated Quran. Now if I click screen resize, okay, see the button is disabled. You cannot click it again because I'm already resizing this screen, which is minimized using that screen now. So if I close this, the button is enabled again. Okay, so that's how you can resize individual screens, or you can size from the program settings all screen at once. Okay, now, oh shit, oh fuck, sorry mate, I've got a phone call from work which is bloody distracted me totally. I even forgot what I was saying. But anyway, the toolbar or the ribbon here has some functions. You can restart the program at any point. You click it, it's just gonna restart it again. Okay, during the restart, you cannot resize this one because the screen, because it doesn't last longer. As you can see, the button is disabled during it. Look, automatically disabled. All right, man. I just got distracted big times from work, but anyway. So the ribbon, you have few icons at the top there. You can restart the program at any time. You can. This is the screen resize, individual screen. If you wanna, whatever screen you have it open, you can resize it. This is spell check for access Quran translation or free Islam translation. You can exit the program from here. This is the lunar year report. At any time you click it, you're gonna get for the lunar year or the Hijri year, the current one, of course, the full year with a calendar when every month starts in it. Okay, as you can see, Zulqa'dah, which started today, my birthday, 24/7. Okay, that's my all these green columns are my calculations. Okay, so this will be useful to you, especially it's written in English and Arabic as well. Now, let's close this. You can to close any report or you just right click it and then close. Okay, or you can print it to your own printer. Select whatever options, whatever printer you have, or whatever you have. Here is Access Quran PDF printer, and let me explain Access Quran PDF printer now. Make sure if you click properties that you have a color. You can do it also black and white, and then when you click OK, it's just gonna open another screen, and you can select the output format. You can have it as PDF, you can have it as JPEG, you can have it whatever. So let's say JPEG, you select where it will be saved, give it a name and press save, and voila, it will come as an image, perfect image. You can post it anywhere. So, or it come as PDF, you can do whatever you like with it. Okay, so that's Access Quran PDF printer, which is part of Access Quran and will be installed after you install with the installation of Access Quran. So you can right click now and close, or you can click this one which enabled automatically when a report is open. You see now no report is open, so it's actually disabled. As you can see, all four buttons here on the ribbon are disabled. Okay, I also added the PDF or XP, which is built-in Microsoft features. So for example, if I view that report again, the lunar year report, I can now say PDF or XPS. If you click that button, that's another option to save it as PDF instead of printing it to Access Quran PDF printer. You can also have it as XPS if you want. Okay, so that's the button there. You can also zoom in. Okay, like 200%. We can zoom out. So that's all relates to it is 10%. All relates to the report or any report on the screen. Okay, and when we close it now, and here is just to print it. Okay, the last one. So all this relates to the any report you have open on the screen. Then you have we have the lunar day today, which is going to tell you the Hijri month today. So when you click this, will open a screen. Look, it's too small, even though it's already automatic scaling, but because the screen itself is too small, I don't mind to make it free scaling. This is the automatic factor from the screen, the design resolution and the current resolution. Came up with that factor automatically and multiplied the horizontal dimension and the vertical dimension by it, and then every object inside it by it, and then the font as well multiplied by it. But because I still have plenty of empty space, I can show you how I can make this screen maximum. For example, so I'm gonna click screen resize. It's gonna filter only for that screen. As you can see, it says lunar date. Here is a design name. So I'm gonna say free scale. I'm going to say 2.5 by 2.5. That's the maximum. Okay, I'm going to save that. And now it says for this, the changes to take effect, close and reopen the screen. That's one of the things I explained earlier to you, that some screens cannot resize on the fly. You just have to close it and open it again. That is one of them. So that's the automatic scaling. Now look, when I close it from here. Now open it again. I opened the report, sorry, close the report. Look, that's awesome, man. Look how big it is now. Now, this is a calendar, which is today. Will tell you today with the solar date, 24 July, which is my birthday, and then which is the 1st of Zulqa'dah, 1438 in Hijri or lunar date. Okay, and it's Monday. You can now change it by 1 month, the months only go up, and it just rotates the months. It doesn't change the year, it doesn't change the day. So you can go up or down, whatever you like. You can go by the year, same story, up or down, and only changes the year. The months and the date stay the same. Okay. And you can also change the date, the day, and the day is automatic. It will automatically, it's August 31st, and if it's look, June, it automatically took this to 30. It's very awesome, intelligent programming, man. It took me hours and hours to fine tune it. And you can change the day also. So if I go to the last day of June, which will be 30, it's not going to take to July. It's just going to start again 1 June, 2 June, and 1st, and so on. To change the whole lot together, you use the big button, so that will go but the whole. So if I go now to 30 June, so the next one will be July. This will be changed as well, 1st of July. Now, that button at the top, it just brings you back to today's date, which says today date. If you put any, if you put the cursor or any button or any object, it will give you a hint and it will tell you what does it mean. So if I click it, it will takes me back to 24th of July today and the corresponding Hijri date. That's an awesome calendar for any time, so we can know today what's the day of Hijri today. Okay. The next icon is the lunar orbit video. This is an awesome video, man, I found that explains the lunar orbit and everything, the solar eclipse, the lunar eclipse, everything, and the side of year. And it's just awesome video, and it is a massive blow to the flat earthers. So I made it part of Access Quran because I always reply to those dumb flat earthers who believe that the earth is flat. So I made this part of Access Quran. So if you click it, you're gonna play an awesome movie. You can also press F3 now, which is that button. Let me put the volume down. So the video is now, the lady is talking, of course, and explaining, giving you massive. So you can actually press F3 now, make it full screen. Press F3 again. Okay. Or you can resize this screen on its own the way you want it. Now, here it is. So the way you want it. So if I put that screen, yeah. So you have to just say you have to close it and open it again. So if I open it, resize it. Oh, fuck. All right, man. Got distracted again and again. But anyway, so you can actually scale it whatever you like, because any screen that you open from the ribbon, it's not gonna automatically showing you the new dimension. You have to close it and open it again. Only screens that are opened from other screens, like let's say here is the translated Quran screen, and here is obviously part of it is now being cut off because we're showing the ribbon. But if we remove the ribbon, the screen will fit properly. Not remove the ribbon, I mean hide the ribbon. Okay, so if I open that screen now, it's already rescaled automatically. This is actually far smaller in the original design. Now if I design it, if I say rescale it to free scale, it will do it straight away. It will show you the new dimension straight away because I actually close it and open it again. Let me show you this with further. The free scale was very close to the automatic scale. So if I say make it horizontal scale 2.5, which is the maximum. Okay, so save it. As you can see now, straight away I will resize it for you. But any screen that you open from the ribbon, you have to you get a message, close and open the screen again to be resized. Okay, so now the next few buttons are all books. Here is the lunar calendar book intro. This is written in Arabic, so you don't need to worry about that one. Here is the lunar calendar book. That's the actual calculation for the 4,000 years. You can actually click that one and you will get it. Here it is. How many pages? 1968 pages from year 100 to year 4,000, and you have all the months and calculation there. You can now view the ribbon, and you can do 2 pages. You can see 2 pages there, and you can now, if you like. Okay, it's all awesome now. So back to 1 page, And also we can use the icon to close, or we can right click and close, or we can say print and we select Access Quran PDF printer, and I say okay. And then it would take a bit of time here, of course, to spool 1968, so I'm going to cancel that. Okay, but yeah, here it is. And then you select PDF, but I'm going to cancel that. Okay, now, or you can also print it to as PDF directly, straight away to PDF. It will ask you to PDF. That's not through Access Quran PDF printer, but through Office, or which is simpler, so similar to this one here, XP or XPS on the ribbon. So if you click this, same issue, but this one will offer you the XPS as well format if you want. Okay, from here, from the ribbon, from here, context menu, print PDF, it's only gonna give you the PDF. It's not gonna allow you the XPS format. Okay, so we view the ribbon again. So here is the lunar calendar book. That's all the lunar months calculation if you want to print it. And here is free Islam English translation. So all we do, you just click it, bang, and look what's gonna happen. We shouldn't do it while we already have another report in there, but it doesn't matter. Okay, obviously this is intense report as well, because it has this button will only give you the Arabic and English format from the translated screen. We're gonna go now, I'll explain to you. So here it is. So Arabic and English, all perfect. There is no blank pages as you mentioned. And when you right click, print PDF, or print to Access Quran PDF printer, you can even print it as images. Each page will be an image, a JPEG or whatever type of image you select. Or you can click the button here to PDF if you want. Awesome work. Okay, so that's this report. Let me close the other report. And the next one is the Satanic Hadith book. This is in Arabic. That's a massive book too, over 2,000 pages. You don't need to worry about it. So that's the ribbon. Okay, simple and will has very useful information or access to information that can be accessed easily without actually messing out with the screens of the program. So back to the main menu. The last thing I want to show you, is the translated Quran. This is a screen I need to do a lot of work for, because I haven't developed it for so long. Okay, and especially the Arabic Quran screen, I developed it so intensively with a lot of features, but most features are only valid for the Arabic language, so I cannot actually transfer this information. However, some features I can actually transfer, so I'm planning on new versions of Access Quran that I will overhaul this screen and make it much better. But for the meantime, I want you to concentrate on three buttons here. This button here that says edit free Islam English translation, which you mean if you click it, you're gonna edit that verse next to it. Okay, this button here, which also you notice it changes to orange when the mouse comes to it, not white. Normal button, it changes to white. Okay, but this button changes to orange. That means it has a context menu. So if you right click it, so I've given you 4 options. Free Islam English translation only, no Arabic text. Free Islam English translation PDF, okay, and no Arabic text. And then free Islam with Arabic text, English translation with Arabic text. So as preview or as PDF. So 4 options. You can also access it. You can also click the number, type in the number next to any option. So if I select number 1, it's just gonna give me the English version of Free Islam, no Arabic text in it. Okay, obviously this is less pages, 465. So we close it. So that's this button here. The second button here I want to show you is the edit. So let's say I want to edit this verse, you have a typo or whatever. So praise be to Allah, Lord of the Lords. Obviously you cannot edit here. And if you click that button, it just confirms for you, do you want to edit? Actually, I don't want you to edit. I don't recommend that unless you're desperate and you found a mistake and you want to produce the Free Islam PDF version without that mistake, then you can edit and then produce the Free Islam English translation PDF document. But I prefer that you always report the typos and errors to me, and I will edit mine, and I've created a mechanism I will show you last here in this video that will allow you to download that copy, the last copy I have. Okay, and it says now, do you really want to change it? Say yes. It opens. Now look here for the scaling. You see, if I say you cannot access the toolbar here, you have to finish what you're doing here, so everything is locked unless you finish here. So you can now, I suppose, actually, because you cannot access the toolbar, that means you cannot access the bloody spell check. That's a problem. Then I might add the spell check here button. Okay, so you can actually do the spell check from here. I will do this before releasing the release today. Okay, so you can, let's say, if we say Lord of the World without an S, and if you save it, as you can see, the S disappeared. And if you print now the Access Quran Free Islam Translate, oh, I'll get confused between the two names. Access Quran is supposed to be both of them. It's a Free Islam translation, and Access Quran is the software to produce Free Islam translation. Okay, so if you print it, their changes will be reflected straight away. So let me put it back again to how it was. So we put the S, and I will add to you today after I finish the video. I still have to do an Arabic video far longer to explain all the Arabic additions I added to my Arabic users. Okay, so you will be able to spell check. I will put the spell check, yeah, last here, and okay, that should be all right. Okay, so save it, and straight away added this. The last button here I want to show you is this button at the top here. This button is to download the last latest version of Access Quran. There is a T messing which I will fix now as well, also with the spell check I will add. Okay, so if you click this button, it just starts downloading, and then it will confirm to you if you want to replace the one you have, and that's the process I'm planning to happen. That all errors reported to me, I fix it, and then I release this one which will replace everyone's version. This way we can guarantee that our translation is consistent with everyone, the same. Everyone has the same translation. Okay, so I'm gonna say no now, but that's how we do it. Obviously, if you have any other translation like Polish or your Urdu one, if I select the Urdu one, if you click this, it's, you know, you still can download it, but it's not going to affect this one, of course. But if you click the edit here, it says you can only change Access Quran, you cannot change this one. So that's why I have okay only. You see, only Free Islam translation can be edited, so you cannot really edit any other translation, but all other features is there. So if you double click a word, it will get you that word with all the verses in there. That's about it, man. So there will be further development in the translated Quran. There is massive information in the lunar screen here. A lot of screens I haven't explained to you that I later on, if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer all your questions. Okay, but other than that, everything is perfect, and I'm really happy with the achievement I did so far with this program, and I hope the addition I added to it will help you with the Free Islam English translation in the aspect of editing, and in the aspect of producing, and in the aspect of me and you communicating together to fix and make the translation better. On this note, I'll leave you in peace, and have a good day, man.